Hello, this is Dear Damson, and today we are going to do a three-dimensional bottle, and we are going to use glue gun and also paint, and on the end we're going to cover this with Mod Podge so we can protect it. I will go around, I'll skip some of the parts so it doesn't get too boring for you, but pretty much I'm doing a heart. It's going to be a Valentine's Day bottle, and the way I do my hearts is almost like starting to do the letter S, but I don't extend the bottom part too much, so I have that little curve on the bottom which creates a really good end on the heart. And then the other side I'm just going around like making the number 2 but stopping right there. And before I paint and after the glue dries, I am going to remove all the little kind of like a spider webs that the glue gun leaves behind. And sometimes I do it with a hard brush and kind of to lift them off and away from the bottle. And after that I am going to use just acrylic paint. So you can use glass paint or you can use acrylic paint. I'm gonna use acrylic paint, and I will Mod Podge on the end. With the glass paint you just have to let it dry and pretty much it cures on its own. And if you're doing a wine glass or something that is open, a jar, an open bottle, you can bake it. But since I'm doing a bottle that has wine inside and I'm gonna use it as a gift, I will not bake it, so I don't need to use the glass paint. So like you see, I covered or just colored in the hearts inside. I am trying not to do perfect lines because my glue gun lines are not perfect, so I just want to kind of fake the whole perfect scenario. So I'm going to do more unperfect lines. So that is super easy and kind of fun. I'll be using quite a few colors. So I have magenta, I have red, I have white, I have black, I have purple. So I'm gonna be moving between all those colors. Also, I dirtied the bottle, like you see it's not quite white anymore, with silver and gold. And because silver and gold are kind of transparent, it gives a shimmer and kind of an old look to the bottle, but it doesn't take away that much from the whiteness, I guess, because actually it makes it sparkle, and it's really hard to see that on the camera, but it's a sparkly bottle. So I'm gonna be using silver, I'm gonna be using red and magenta and purple all around the heart, and I'm going to layer and layer this. I'm gonna add a little more gold. I just want to emphasize on that old look. It's almost like ancient bottle look, and I'm just brushing it off. The much easier way to do this is using a sponge, but I started with the brush, so I'm just gonna continue that way. And pretty much is all dry brush. I am not adding any liquids to my paints. So I will be adding a lot of layers to make it more interesting and very unperfect. Start with a purple, and I am just kind of like outlining the heart but not completely, and I'm gonna alternate between different colors, and you're gonna see how that's going to look. There is many places where I can just stop and say, okay, we're done. But if you watch it all the way till the end, you'll see how I will go from making it much darker to getting a little bit white in there and making it more three-dimensional looking, even though we already have the three-dimensional look with the glue gun sticking away from the bottle, which makes it really, really cool. I don't believe I changed my brush, and this looks like either a 6, I don't think it's a 4, it looks like a 6 round brush. So all the way till the end I'm going to be using the same brush. So you can use anything between, you can use 4, you can use 6, 8, 12, whatever works. So what I'm gonna do now is put dark color, which is black in this case, right on the edge of the glue gun, kind of lifting that area up and emphasizing on that element more. I'm gonna skip a little bit because you guys getting the idea. I'm just gonna go around and just do the top of the glue gun because it's sticking out. I'm starting to layer the pink around, so I'm going to be mixing magenta and white a little bit to create pink, and also I'm using just the purple, deep purple that it's coming out of the tube, and I will alternate either going to the one side of the heart or the other and following the line of the glue gun. And you can see how our heart is growing and growing and getting more interesting. I love creating those bottles when we go into friends' houses because they are just unique and different and very personal. So you can do all kinds of designs. You can, after you paint your bottle white from the beginning, you can do roses, you can do all kinds of different elements. You can make it abstract, you can make it modern, whatever floats your boat, and covering it with paint, and on that ending with the Mod Podge, and you have an artwork that you're giving away that will be remembered. And a lot of times those bottles don't even get opened and consumed. So I am enjoying myself, relaxing, painting, and it's going to turn into a really unique gift. The reason why I don't go all around with the same paint or the same brush all around, but I'm trying to do it more sporadical, more not uniform, but just different everywhere. Is I'm hiding all the imperfections that way from the glue gun, because when the glue is coming out of the glue gun, it's not giving me a perfect line. Now if we're using clay for the bottle, we can create our really perfect elements. But since I'm using it kind of easy and fast with the glue gun, I'm creating that three-dimensional element. My lines are not perfect, so I am trying to create everything around those lines to emphasize on that unperfect look. So now I'm going to go with a very light pink and just brush on the one side or the other side of the heart, and just growing it more and adding more elements, more imperfections. But also that's going to help separate some elements if they're getting too close to each other. So I have all kinds of not shapes, but I guess all kinds of shaped hearts, small, long, squatty, fatty, all kinds of hearts here, and they all just fit perfectly together. Just circling around and looking for any areas that I can emphasize on. Enlarge a little bit this side. And we are getting very close to being complete. So we're gonna go again with a darker color. So if you noticed, I constantly was alternating between a lighter and a darker color. So I started with a really dark magenta, then I start going around with a little bit lighter color of that, and then darker and then lighter. So the building of the heart was alternating between darker versus lighter color. And that just makes the heart almost like pulsing. gonna go with the white, and that is one of the last stages. I'm going to add a highlight, and it's gonna be more like a pure white and pops out right away. And if you see, some of my white lines are way out there, not even that close to the heart. So it makes it, like I said, more like pulsing. And of course, after you're done, you do as many layers as it makes you happy. Don't forget to Mod Podge it, let it dry for at least a day to be sure that it's completely dry, because some of the Mod Podge will be bunched up in the areas that are more three-dimensional. But pretty much it looks like I'm almost done, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notifications for my future videos. And I will see you soon. Happy painting.